is going on, ladies and gentlemen? That hurt my hands. That was a hell of a clap. Anyway, today we have this new pistol RDS from EOTECH. It is the EXFL. I went into this review with very, very low expectations, but so far, so good. We'll see how time goes. No nonsense today. Let's get right into it. The footprint. It's a Leupold Delta Point Pro footprint, which is kind of the second best footprint. I was hoping when I first heard about this it'd be RMR or Holosun footprint. Now I think they did it for two reasons. One, smaller reason, it's a top load battery compartment, which is great. And that's very hard to do with an RMR. You'd have to do a side or a bottom, and nobody wants a bottom. So part of the reason they probably did a top Leupold Delta Point Pro is for the top. Second, I think they're going, knowing the EOTECH, they're going to go after some of those military contracts. Pretty much every military in the US now uses those SIG P320, which is cut for the SIG and the Leupold, and I bet knowing EOTECH, they're going after some of those military contracts as well. The dot, it's either 3 or 6 MOA dot. I got the 3 because I prefer the smaller dot. Very, very, very crisp dot. Before I got it, I heard from multiple people listening is not daylight bright. It is absolutely daylight bright. It is a very, very bright dot. I cannot turn it up all the way on the highest setting because it is too bright and it blooms out. It's definitely daylight bright in my opinion. I tried that in the sun and I tried that in snow. If you don't know, shooting on a sunny day when there's snow blows out red dots really, really bad. Pretty much more than the desert. So, and it's still daylight bright. No issues there. Now the glass clarity is also excellent. I do have some cons of this red dot, but the clarity in the dot is great. It's one of the clearest glass lenses I've ever seen. It is very, very clear. 2 buttons on the side, which is great. 1 up, 1 down. Very, very simple. 8 daytime setting, 1 night vision setting. The controls are very, very simple. To turn it on, you push either button. But if you push the up arrow, it turns on without the auto off. If you turn it on using the down arrow, it turns on with the auto off. So the auto off is 12 hours. This does not have shake awake technology. That's not what I'm talking about. It's you turn it on with the down arrow, 12 hours from now, it turns off no matter what unless you push the button and that 12 hours starts over again. So if this is going to be on like a range gun or something, like a range toy, then use the down arrow. If it's EDC carry, I suggest you use the up arrow. Batteries, like I said, top load 2032, very standard, very easy. The 3 MOA gets 25,000 hour battery life on the 5th setting. The 6 MOA dot goes down a little bit, gets 20,000 hour battery life in the 5th setting. So the battery life is okay. When you have a low battery, the dot will flash 6 times to let you know that you have a low battery and you can go and change it. So a decent battery life. Your windage and elevation adjustments are fairly standard. 1 on the top, 1 on the side, 1 MOA per click. They are very, very tactile. They are slightly audible, but no issues with the windage and elevation. You can take a look at the dimensions here, the weight, aluminum body. MSRP is south of $400, so it is a very, very affordable red dot for the higher end tiers. You know that this thing is going to be competing with the Holosuns and the RMRs and I was going to say the aim point, but I won't say that. Aluminum body assembled in the US, and I don't know exactly what that means. Or how much is assembled in the US? Do they just slap it in the box? Do they put it together? Who knows what that means, but it's better than something made completely overseas. 10-year warranty, waterproof down to 33 feet. That is a quick and dirty. The one thing I forgot, the buttons are on the left side of the gun, so if you are a right-hander and you're concealed carrying, those buttons will be up against your body, less likely to be pushed. However, they do stick out quite a bit past the end of the optic. It bows out. So it may be a little more likely to get rubbed on a holster. If you have like a full sweat guard, it may rub on the holster. I had the Black Hawk Duty holster, the RD3, R3D, whatever it was, and I couldn't use that holster with this because it kept on pushing those buttons, so I had to use a different holster, just so you know. All right, testing. I tested this quite a bit. One, like I said, I went in to this review with very, very low expectations. I was very, very concerned. I heard a lot of folks in the industry kind of bashing this red dot, and Sage Dynamics, the king of pistol red dot reviews, by far the king, said he's not even going to review this optic because it's not durable enough and it's a waste of his time. So I was like, crap, I already have this thing on order. I might as well do the review, even though I went in with very, very low expectations. So what I did is I shot it a few hundred rounds before I did any of my destructive testing. I wanted to make sure I got a couple hundred rounds behind the red dot so I could, if it broke, like I kind of was expecting it to break, I could at least talk about it and give you something of what the red dot is like. After it lasted a few hundred rounds, I did the drop test. Now guys, I was very, very torn on this. The day I did the drop test was a very muddy, if you look at the ground, it was a very, very muddy day and the ground was very, very soft. So it made it easier for this optic to pass my drop test. Drop it 5 times, waist height. Not as crazy as Sage Dynamics. I think his is extreme. I try to tone it down a little bit. So I was going to do it again, but I'm like, that's not my test. Every single light, every single pistol optic, I give the same test. I drop it in the same exact spot. And for me to redo the drop test, it is what it is. That's how it was. So I don't know. At that point, I shot it a little bit more, a few hundred rounds, and then I started racking it off of things using the optic. Again, do not do this unless it's an emergency. It's not realistic. This is just for testing. But every single barrel, every single wooden post, anything at the range, I could rack this thing off. I racked it off there at least 100 times. And I really, again, thought that this optic was not going to be able to handle that based on everything I heard, but still going strong. We shot it under low light at an indoor range. I shot it night vision. The one night vision setting, besides the red dot during the day being very crisp for my eyes, the night vision dot is very, very crisp as well. This is one of the few guns that I have that holds 10 rounds. So when we do the night vision shooting, I've been shooting this gun a lot because it's one of the few guns I have that I can legally shoot now. So I shot this a whole bunch. Low light, night vision, tons of drawing from the holster. I crushed that 500 round minimum that I always try to hit. And again, with the wide body, it did have a few issues with some holsters, but as far as durability and working, it held 0. It didn't break. So far, so good. All right, pros. Crystal clear glass. Crystal, great glass. Very, very crisp red dot as well. I like the top battery. I like the 2 buttons. The controls are very, very basic, easy to go. Cons, I'm going to say the Shake Awake. I always like having it. I'm always torn, but I do like having it, and it definitely extends the battery life quite a bit. This doesn't have it has an average battery life, 25,000 hours. It's okay. I guess overall, I'm still very, very hesitant, if you can't tell, on this optic. While I had very, very good experience, a lot of people in the industry that I respect are concerned in saying this thing's not as durable as it's supposed to be. So I don't know. Time will tell. Any new product, I always try to message that. I say this in the message where don't take my word, don't take one person's word. Time will tell. Look at the P365. When that thing came out, it was garbage. It had so many different problems. SIG worked it all out. That's a great gun. I carry one every day. Most people would say now that it is reliable and durable after the early hiccups. So we will see. Time will tell if this thing is durable or not. I am going to say so far so good, and we'll see what happens. If you care, I did buy this pistol red dot. I know people, every time I give something a positive review, they call me a shill. I bought it. They didn't give it to me. EOTECH doesn't know who I am. They don't care who I am. If you want to pick one of these up, I will put some affiliate links down in the video description. Hopefully, I can find you a good deal if you're looking to pick one up. $389 is the MSRP. I see them $360-ish in that area right now, but that always changes. We have some swag. If you want to support the channel, this is the best way to do so. Get yourself a cool shirt. We have long sleeve shirts now. We have short sleeve shirts. We have patches. Lots of cool stuff. If you want to support the channel, I appreciate it. Links down below. Go get yourself some cool Tiberious swag. Softest shirts ever. So soft. They feel great. Anyway, most important, thank you for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, enable the bell notifications, all that stuff. See the dancing Santa right here. He is awesome, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.